Hello everybody, my name is Josh Riley and my company is Transformation Fit, and we specialize in working with people to lose body fat, improve their confidence and boost their natural energy levels. The bulk of the people we're working with are entrepreneurs, so I'm excited to speak on the Online Prosperity Show today about how spending time on your own personal health and fitness can help you move your business forward, can help you live a better lifestyle and make your business more profitable and more enjoyable. So really excited to share these tactics with you, and I'll see you soon.
Now, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Online Prosperity Show. And today we've got Josh all the way from Leicester in the UK. Josh, how are you going, my man?
Hey, Prosper. Hey, everybody. Excited to be here. I'm doing fantastic and hope you're all doing well too.
Dragged Josh out of his gym in Leicester, where he helps entrepreneurs like yourself to feel well and do well. Through group exercises and also maybe one-to-one coaching. But today, he's not essentially here about his Leicester crowd. He's here to help you, the online digital, business person, to have a business that's actually profitable and enjoyable, because you can't do well if you do not feel well. So if your health is not in shape or if your nutrition is out of whack, you won't be able to put out as much work and you won't be as productive as you would expect to be as an online, business person. Now, thank you so much, Josh, for having us, for being on the show today. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how you help people at your Leicester gym there.
Awesome. Okay, so really how we help people is through nutrition and training strategies, but the specific types of people that we like to help are really busy men and women. A lot of them own their own businesses. A lot of them are quite high up in the organizations that they work for. And through focusing so much on their careers and other aspects of their life, they've sort of let themselves slip a lot of the time. And, most entrepreneurs or business owners have experienced episodes where they've been so one-dimensional that they've focused on their career for so long that their own health and fitness and in turn their self-esteem and their productivity actually declines. So what we really do is try and help people from the inside out, and we help people lose body fat, improve their confidence and boost their natural energy levels, which of course has an effect on all different aspects of their life, not just their own health, fitness and performance in the gym.
Understandable. So you did mention a wide range of people that, you work with. Obviously, It is an opportunity that when people come to your gym or to any other gym, they have an opportunity to network with other entrepreneurs, right?
That's right. Yeah. So, some really cool things have happened as a result of, employing a semi-private and small group training mechanism, because when I first started, it was all one-to-one coaching. And when clients would come in and out of the studio, as the person I was working with, at that point, they'd walk out as the other person was walking in, and all it would be was a quick hi and bye, and nobody really connected with each other, and we didn't really create a sense of community, which I think is so important when it comes to fitness. So we looked at how can we generate more of a community, and how can we increase our retention rates, and how can we deliver better value for money to our clients. And the answer was switching over, initially trialing out a semi-private training program where we had 3 people in a training session as opposed to 1. So we tried that out. We had great success. We doubled our retention rate of clients who continued training with us after their initial program had finished, which shows that, the client's perceived value had increased. It allowed us to offer out our programs for a smaller fee. So we charged approximately 65% of a one-on-one fee, but had 3 people in the session as opposed to having 1. So you're increasing the time per session, the revenue per session that you can accumulate. You're increasing your profit margin, and you're also paying your coaches more as well. So it was a win-win-win all around for everybody involved. And, so we initially sort of achieved those goals, but what we started noticing was there was lots of business deals being done in the gym. For instance, my mum, who trains at the gym, she met her business partner, her now business partner, who was one of my clients. They went on to open a second nursery, which is what my mum's an expert in. They've pretty much doubled the value of their business within a year of opening, by connecting both of their expertise together, going through a business deal. And that was as a result of being connected through my gym. And, you know, the list goes on. There's multiple deals being done throughout the year, because what this does is it gives them not only an opportunity to improve their health and fitness, but an opportunity to build relationships with like-minded people who can serve each other. So, you know, it's beneficial for an entrepreneur to get into a space where they don't have to make the decisions anymore. They're being told what to do, and they get to sort of network with other entrepreneurs and business owners and sort of high level people who can help them in other areas of their life.
Great stuff. That's a very good story there, and you know, proof positive that even if you're just working all by yourself, if you do join some sort of, you know, small fitness group, you will find people that are on a journey like yours. And as what Josh has just mentioned, you know, lucrative deals are coming through there. That also means that, you know, while people are not only toning their muscles, they're actually also improving their brain power, right? Because, you know, the more you exercise, there's a lot of blood flow that goes to your brain. And that means, you know, the more you're exercising, it also helps your creative juices flowing. What do you think about that statement?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have really put it much better. I think that this is something that's been studied time and time again, the effect that exercise has on the way that your brain functions. And if you're feeling good in yourself and you're feeling confident in your body and how you look and how you show up in the world, then you're going to be a lot more confident with the decisions that you make, and you're going to be a lot more assertive. You're going to be a lot more sure of yourself and able to be a better leader and a better business owner. I mean, there's been, even myself, I've suffered with letting my own personal health and fitness slide when I first opened my facility, because of the long hours and the hustle that we're all told that we need to sort of adhere to if we want to be successful. And, you know, that's very short-lived. It doesn't really get you too far. And, you know, I know from personal experience and looking at so many of my clients that, you know, their careers and their productivity improves when they start exercising. You know, the managing directors and the company directors of the businesses that the clients that we work with all report how they've got more mental clarity, all report how their energy levels increase and they no longer feel like, you know, going for a nap at 3 p.m. or after their lunch. They all report how much more alert and how much more energy and, you know, just the sense of well-being that they have, which of course translates into the results for your business. There was a study that was done. It was actually over in Australia, and they were studying the effects that corporate wellness strategies have with businesses. So the businesses that had corporate wellness strategies in place all reported higher profits since employing those corporate wellness strategies, not through, you know, improved productivity, but through reduced absenteeism and presenteeism as well. So, you know, people turning up to work and just when they're not feeling too good, or when they should have taken a day off and they're not getting work done, by having a corporate wellness strategy in place, these businesses were able to reduce the amount of time that their employees were turning up to businesses and not really getting on with work. And also were able to reduce the number of sick days as well. So there's actually a financial result that comes of actually having a corporate wellness strategy in place. And that's, we're talking about organizations of, you know, 50 plus people. But if you think how that can have an effect on an organization with that number of employees, that all starts with, you know, 50 individuals. And if you as the leader of the business can employ your own corporate wellness strategy, which is your own personal health and fitness regime, then, you know, you're going to be a lot more productive, and you're going to be you're going to be able to lead your people a lot more and explain to your employees and the rest of your team about the importance of maintaining their health and fitness.
Understandable. Well, thank you so much for that input, because obviously once a team is more productive and once everybody else is sort of, you know, working at the same capacity with the same output, that reduces a lot of stress for the leaders, for the people that are coming to work, et cetera, et cetera. Now, would you agree that physical activity also, you know, reduces the stress hormones that, you know, are prevalent in today's day-to-day life, you know, that comes around? Because the more you exercise, you produce what is called endorphins that give you a natural high.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course. And, you know, I'd 100% agree with that. I think that when you're so used, when you're passionate about something and when you're working towards a big goal, it's very easy to, as I mentioned earlier, become one-dimensional and focus solely on that one thing. But by doing that and not focusing on yourself, you're a lot more likely to encounter problems along the way. And, you know, like I say, I've been through this myself. The main reason why I decided I wanted to open my gym was because if I can open my gym and I can get a team in place, then I'm going to be able to take more time off and spend more time with my daughter. Because I found myself at, you know, I was 21 years old and I was getting sick every single month working as a personal trainer full time. Somebody who's supposed to be the epitome of health and fitness, teaching people how to be healthy, strong, and fit. I was getting ill every single month because I was burning out. And my main focus was, I need to be a successful trainer. I need to get more clients. And I couldn't say no. So when people wanted to work with me, I was just taking them on without a thought, thinking, yes, it's just, you know, I'm producing more money for my family and I'm producing more money for myself. And this is going to help me be more successful. But that's when I sort of had my first experience of realizing that swapping time for money is not a sustainable mechanism. And I started to burn out. So I thought to myself, you know what? Like, I started to lose my motivation to train. I started being less able to focus on my nutrition. And that's all occurring in the brain. That's all, you know, blood flow going to the wrong parts of the brain. And you talk about the stress hormones and cortisol and endorphins and things like that. And, you know, there's lots of studies which show that when you're under a lot of stress and when you're under a lot of pressure, blood flow goes to parts of the brain which is responsible for self-destructive behaviors and feelings of anxiety and depression. And, you know, again, to quote more studies, there's a lot of research showing that when you exercise, you counteract where that blood flow goes. The same way that meditation can have an effect on your brain, you reduce blood flow to the part of the brain which produces these feelings of anxiety and depression and nervousness and your cravings and things like that. And you can push the blood flow to the part of the brain which is responsible for long-term thinking, the human part of the brain, the logical part of the brain, which helps you make better decisions and build better habits. So, you know, there's a strong argument for a lot of research which shows that by having a health and fitness program and improving your health and doing physical exercise, you do reduce those stress hormones, you do increase the hormones which help you make better decisions, better long-term decisions.
Great stuff. And thank you so much for sharing your story in between there. You know, I do also concur, you know, being a father to a little girl, you know, there's times when all you just got to do is put food, money on the table. And yeah, it can be very, very stressful. But I do notice you did have a really good bounce back. And so, you know, even if you're building your business or going through a rough patch, even the small fitness win that you can do can actually build your confidence, right? You know, and if you're going to be achieving, you know, the larger goals that you're talking about in your business, having a good, you know, sort of a workout translates into every area of your life. And, you know, you can now run around with your kids, and the more, you know, happier, the fitter you are, the more helpful you are to your customers and to your family as well. Now, there's a lot of confidence that comes with you lifting heavy things or just being around people that are supportive. What would you say fitness has a contribution to your overall confidence as a person?
Yeah, I would say that fitness and training, specifically weight training for me, has a huge effect on my personality. Now, I look back at, you know, all the troubles that I've been through and the hard times and bad experiences that I've had in my life and my business journey specifically. And I look at what was I doing with my time at those points. And every time I'd hit a glass ceiling in my business, whether it's revenue or working too much or feeling like I've just plateaued, I look at what I was doing with my time, and it's always when I'm spending too much time trying to push past, you know, my current sort of glass ceiling, which I'd created around myself. And at those times where I've hit these plateaus, it's when I've been focusing less on my personal development and focusing more on just trying to do the process of winning more clients or moving the business forward. So I would say that I now have to have training blocked in my diary as part of my business day. There's two habits which keep me on track all the time, Prosper. The first thing is making sure that I meditate a minimum of Monday to Friday every single day. And mindfulness is something which gives me clarity and increases my motivation to do the things that are right for me. And by doing that in the morning, that enables me to sort of reset myself at the start of the day, have that little bit of time out before I go and rush off and start being busy and getting caught in that trap of, just hustling and moving and rushing around, being busy. And then the second habit is, of course, the weight training as well. And I try and do that every day, Monday to Thursday. And if I can squeeze in more on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, if I'm not with my daughter or I'm not busy, then I'll try and do that. But I commit to sort of 4 training sessions per week and meditating 5 days per week, because I know that if I do those 2 things consistently over time, then I become the best possible version of myself. And instead of thinking, no, I could, do another half an hour of emails or marketing whilst I'm meditating, or I could, get stuck into a project or write my emails for the week during that hour and a half that I take out to go to the gym. That's how I used to think. Now I look at this as part of my working day, because I know that if I'm invested in myself and I'm being selfish to an extent by developing myself and making myself better, then my team are going to get the best possible version of me. My daughter's going to get the best possible version of me. My friends are going to get the best possible version of me. All my clients and everybody around me, by me being selfish, are going to get a better version of me available to them. So it's just that simple mindset shift, which can help you take that time out to work on yourself, because a lot of business owners and a lot of entrepreneurs, they've got a lot of responsibilities and they feel like they can't commit to working on themselves so much because they've got so much other stuff going on in their lives. And if they only realize that by spending time on themselves and developing themselves and being a little bit more selfish, everybody else would get a better version of them.
Understandable. That is so profound. And I like how you keep circling around, your little girl there and your family, in all the fitness, regimes there. Now, just on a personal thing, do you also get your family involved in your workouts or in your work or in the fitness regime?
Yeah, sure. So, my mum trains at my gym as a client. So my team coach her 3 times per week, in the personal training studio.
Does mum pay, Josh?
No, I give her a free membership. She's done so much to help me out in my life, and I could never repay her back. But if she ever skips a session or anything like that, then I have to give her a telling off, because there's people there who are paying good money for that. But she's my mum. You've got to look after your mum, so she doesn't pay. But yeah, and coming back to your question, my daughter's 5 years old, so she's a bit young to be in the gym lifting weights right now, but she spends a couple of hours per week doing gymnastics. That's her thing right now. She's getting good at that. And, and she does the usual things that kids do, running around like a headless chicken all the time and keeping active. But the main focus for her is the gymnastics. And that's something that she's been doing since she was 2 years old. And I think that's important, because gymnastics is a skill which is translatable to a lot of other sports and a lot of other types of exercise. If you're good at gymnastics, you can transfer those skills quite easily into other sports and exercise styles. So I think that giving her a foundation of gymnastics from an early age is going to improve her strength, improve her flexibility, improve her balance, improve her speed, and improve her fitness, which will of course be able to translate into other areas once she's a little bit more clued up about what she wants to do exactly. But yeah, gymnastics for her. And my dad as well. I've been trying so long to get my dad to get into the gym with me and get working out. I've not quite got him over the line yet. And I think that's part of why I'm so passionate about working with the specific target market that we work with. The people who I am most fulfilled by working with are people who are the same sort of age as my mum and dad. They are those people who have led similar lives to my mum and dad, where they become stressed and down and, focused a lot on their careers and done very well for themselves, but there's still aspects of themselves personally which they're not fulfilled with. So I'm very passionate about working with people around that age of sort of 45 to 55, because, those people are quite old school in their way of thinking. They like to work hard, and they like to put their family first before themselves, and it's almost as if they feel a bit guilty about spending time on themselves. So, when we help those people see results, and when we help them get rid of their bad backs and be able to have more energy to spend time with their grandkids and, keep up with everybody else in their family and just live a better lifestyle, that's very fulfilling for me personally. So I think that comes from, looking at my mum and dad and how hard they've worked to create their lifestyles, but still not looking after themselves as much as they should have done. And I think that's, the main reason why I'm so passionate about working with that target market.
Great stuff. Now, obviously, you know, people are watching this right now and they're really intrigued about what it is that you do and how you help people. How else can people get a hold of you? Just maybe if somebody wants to get a few more tidbits about how to,
Mm.
you know, do well and feel well.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business owner and you're watching this and it's stimulating questions in your mind about how you can integrate fitness or mindfulness or nutrition strategies into your lifestyle, then I'd love it if you could send me an email, because that's a perfect opportunity for me to create some content which is relevant to my target market. So please feel free to reach out. You can contact the office on info@transformationfit.co.uk. You can type me on Facebook, Josh Rylett, that's Rylatt. You'll find me on Facebook, so you can shoot me a private message. I'll get back to everybody. I will listen to your question, and if I can help, I'll spend some time answering that question and, you know, creating a bit of content around it, because if it's on your mind as a business owner, as a busy person, as an entrepreneur, then the chances are it's probably on the mind of other business owners and entrepreneurs. So that's going to be useful for me to create content. So yeah, you can contact me via email or private message on Facebook.
Josh, you've been absolutely phenomenal, man. I think this is one of the best fitness videos that we have on here so far. You know, your value, your story, and just your expertise. You know, you are citing a lot of research that you would have done personally, which means you take absolute care for your customers, and you want to make sure they've got the right information and they've got the right instruction in order for them to be, do, and have either a business or an existence that's enjoyable. Well, do you have any one last or two you know, tidbits that you can tell somebody who's just sitting on their desk, and what sort of exercises they can do, or what sort of activities like drinking water, you know, that they can incorporate into their day so that they're not lagging behind on their nutrition, their health, and their well-being?
Yeah, awesome. So I would say that I'll give you a handful of quick tips which aren't going to be too hard to implement. So the first thing would be hydration. So making sure that you're consuming 1 liter of water per 25 kilogram of body weight. So you weigh 75 kg, that's 3 liters of water you want to be consuming every day. If you weigh 50 kg, that's 2 liters of water you want to be consuming. If you weigh 100 kg, that's 4 liters of water you should be consuming. So a lot of people fall into the idea that you just have to drink 2 liters of water per day, but it really depends on your body weight and the size of you as a human being. So people with more size and more mass, you need to drink more water to stay hydrated. So 1 liter per 25 kilo of body weight, I would recommend. The next tip would be to make sure you're consuming protein at every single meal. So if you have 3 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you want to be consuming a portion of protein with each of those meals, roughly about the size of your fist. So protein keeps you satiated, so it keeps you fuller for longer than other nutrients. So by focusing on protein as a staple in your diet, you will naturally consume less calories from other sources. So you know, we're talking about a bit of a weight loss context here, but, you know, by losing weight, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be fitter, and, you know, the majority of the population are overweight in developed countries. So by having an emphasis on protein in your diet, that helps your body repair itself in between your exercise bouts, and that also helps your appetite and keeps you fuller for longer in between meals. Third thing would be, you know, try and move. So I would always recommend weight training, because that strengthens your body. If you're sat down a lot of the time, it's going to improve your posture as well. So strength training, you know, even just 20 minutes twice per week, just something that's sustainable for you. There's no point in me saying go and train every day, lifting weights for an hour and a half, then do cardio, then do stretching, if you're not actually going to do that. So just try and implement some weight training. And for somebody who's, you know, just sat down a lot of the time and hasn't got much experience in the gym, you could do something as simple as bodyweight exercises. So bodyweight squats, you know, getting some books and lifting them over your head, doing press ups, and just little things like that, which just get blood flow around your body. And of course, you know, the next thing would be just getting out and walking. You could get outside in nature, walk for 30 minutes per day. That's proven to reduce stress levels. And that's obviously going to help contribute towards you being fitter and healthier as well. And I'm sure there's plenty more things that I could recommend on an individual basis, but If it was me starting out and I didn't have time and I felt busy and I had no clue, you know, I'd focus on hydration, I'd focus on protein, I'd try and do some resistance training twice per week. And then I'd also try and get outside and walk every day, preferably in the morning. And then, of course, the mindfulness would be a great addition to that as well, because that can give you clarity and that can help you make better decisions.
Understandable. Well, that is so much value. Like, I was taking notes as we were going, and actually on the calculator, trying to calculate how many liters of water I also have to be drinking, and already mapping out my route that I'm going to be walking for 30 minutes every single day. So I'm hoping that whoever has been watching this has gotten tremendous value. Like, I mean, we all know that fitness is important for our health, but did we actually know it was also good for our businesses? So, you know, there's a lot of things that have been, you know, unpacked in this video. And I do urge you to subscribe to this channel just in case you're going to miss out on so much value that all these experts that are coming in to help us in order for us to have a business that's actually profitable and enjoyable. Now, Josh, thank you so much, my man. And yeah, wish you all the best with you, your family, and mom there.
Awesome, man.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.